All right. Let's see if this works.
Yeah, it's very yeah, I got the sound all the way up. It's kind of hard to hear.
Oh, it's hard for you to hear me?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Excuse me. Yeah, probably turn it just a little bit down. A little bit. Poquito, poquito. Yeah, that's a little better. Just poquito much. Yeah, I'm working on the internet to the US and I have to hear it. That's better. Good idea. Yeah, they were able to turn it down a little bit for us, so
Oh, nice.
that should help. Yeah, we might have a little noise because I'm just getting ready to open some of the shops, so we'll see. Hopefully, it's not too much louder, but we can go ahead and try and see how it goes.
Okay, so we'll just start.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many do we have in the line for today?
Like 22 or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
22.
Some of them are.
Some of those are messages.
There are. Maybe at least
Oh, good.
at least
Please tell me
4.
some of them are messages.
They just kept wanting and wanting and wanting. I'm just teasing.
There you go.
Anyway, no, it's getting busier, but I think the thing is, there are more messages coming through, so that part's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with
Excellent.
this one here.
Yeah. Okay.
Right away, I heard Fred when I picked it up, so I guess his name is Fred.
What?
His name is Fred.
Fred? Fred? Okay, Fred.
Fred. So.
Fred. What's up,
Yeah.
Fred?
Fred the energy. Fred energy. So,
Fred Energy, yeah.
and I see a man with like glasses, kind of, I guess someone you'd think would be a Fred. He looks like that.
Okay.
Anyway, so he's a studious person. Studious. He's done a lot of book reading.
A lot of book reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been a student for a long time, or, in that kind of situation. Okay, so
Okay.
I do see some equations coming up, some numbers and things.
Okay. Like a professor or something.
Yeah, exactly. And okay, so Fred, what questions do you have for us today? He said it's Fred or Frederick. So.
Oh, excuse that. It's Frederick.
Okay, Frederick.
That sounds right. Okay.
That changes
Sorry about
that changes the whole thing, really, Frederick. All right. Anyway. Okay, I'm just seeing a lot of open pages with writings and these numbers, and just a ton of that in his head right now and in him.
Right.
So what do you desire, Frederick? What are you here for?
How can we help you out, Frederick?
Yeah. I'm seeing all of that, all of those letters and those numbers being funneled down like into a funnel. So,
Right.
that's it. He's saying that sounds good to him, to have them all funneled, and dissolving like in a stream rather than, all there all the time in his head.
Right.
Yeah, and let me see if he desires truth or
Yeah.
he what exactly is, I see a 0, but I don't think he really knows what that's about at all. I think he he knows zero as a math thing, you know.
Right.
He does desire more peace because all of these numbers and all of these equations and all this book stuff is in his head so constantly. And I do see some images, some pictures, maybe it was his students, you know, all of it is there revolving.
Right.
And he seeks to have more peace. So
Yeah, I would say for Frederick that we could give him the COS and just let him relax into that and just to like go on a journey with it, you know.
yeah, that's resonating in him. It's a really new thing for him. He's really
Yeah, because that'll counterbalance
mm-hmm.
that. He's got so much of the intellectual going that he needs to have that to help to pull him, you know,
Yeah.
into more expansions.
Yeah,
Get him out of the head a little bit.
Oh, totally. I do see like the COS there. There's some light around that, and those words and things are kind of fluttering more up top. I mean, they're kind of becoming more around the edges a little more. I mean, it's going to be a while when he's been so immersed in that, but
we need to get it not only just around the edges, but in the heart.
yes, not just around the edges. He's hearing that. He's hearing that.
Yeah. It has to be from the center of his heart. Tell him to you know, when he's doing this, to keep his focus in the heart, you know, with love.
And I see a heart being reflected back at he's hearing you.
Good.
And
Yes,
so
that'll help.
he's kind of, you know, I
He
see.
needs to have a little of that balance
Yes.
between the head and so he needs to have much more heart energy to get that balance.
That's right. And wait, he's worried. I guess he's a little worried maybe some of his memory might go.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to worry about that.
Yeah.
Ask him if he could ever know more than God.
Well, that kind of floored him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that struck him. So I could see a little lightning bolt, so that struck him.
Yeah.
So
Tell him if he can ever know more than God, and this is to take you to God, then he, you know, then he had something to worry about. Otherwise, no.
yeah, no, that struck him. There's a lightning bolt there, and now I see his face with his glasses, and he's just saying thank you. So he'll move forward. Yeah.
Good.
Frederick.
Thank you.
See you later, Frederick.
Frederick.
Not Fred. Frederick.
It's not Frederick. No, it's
Got it.
Frederick.
You got to get it right. You know. All right.
Exactly. You know, Fred's too lowbrow.
Now he's maybe Frederick Ananda. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Here's our other little. We got another little one waiting. Okay. I don't know why my throat's a little scratchy today now. So if hopefully my voice holds out.
Last night I had it. Today you had it.
I know. And with all the talking, but
I
maybe.
love sharing.
I know. Thank you for sharing. See how these things happen. But I'm glad to hear you got rid of yours quick. Hopefully mine too. So
Yeah.
otherwise I feel okay. It's just a little scratchy. Okay, so let's connect in with this next anarchy. Anarchy.
Next energy up.
Yes, anarchy. Okay.
He's yelling for a guy. He's got a telephone box. Get over here now.
It's funny when I heard that voice, I just think of Antonio because he's just, I don't know, that kind of
I know.
anarchy about him. Can't get away from it, you know. Okay, so I see some white curtains. See what's behind the curtain. I see a shadow behind the curtain, kind of changing.
Okay, a shadow, kind of a shadow behind a curtain.
Yeah, behind a white curtain. Okay, now I'm kind of coming to the other side of the curtain. I do see a shadowy, changing shape, kind of shadowy thing behind it. So let's see what questions they might have.
Why is he hiding behind the curtain?
Yeah. It's a white curtain, but yeah, they are. They're literally hiding behind that curtain. Yeah.
Why is he hiding behind that? He can step out and talk to us.
Yeah. Now he's letting me in on the other side, but it's just a shadowy, like I say, thing. So let's see. They're afraid. They're afraid of living, I guess.
Afraid of what?
Afraid of. They're protecting themselves, obviously, but
Yeah, well, we get that, so there's nothing to fear here. You can go ahead and step out.
Okay, so this one's, there's really not much words. It's more of this energetic imagery.
Right.
So
Right.
they're hearing what you're saying, that he can step out. So let's see if the curtains open a little or what happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little different imagery. I see kind of a moving, a little bit lighter image. Like I just see one side of the curtain, so it almost feels like there may be some energy moving out. And then outwardly, just one side of the curtain's there, then I feel the energy moving around it. I do see an image.
Right.
I do see an image again of it looks like it could be the sun or the moon. I don't know.
Okay.
A full moon and a sun, and it's kind of traveling there. I don't know. Misty, kind of smoky energy sort of traveling into that. That's all I can tell you right now.
Yeah, so let's just ask him, see if we can flush out exactly what it is he's seeking. What is it we can help him with?
Okay, I do see some reflection back of the sun and really crystal clear waters and waterfalls, greenery. So I think just life, just a richness to life, to the heart, to their heart, and
That's what they're seeking, more richness to the life and the heart.
yeah, like
We're going to have a little noise here in a few minutes because they're just opening the doors for their.
it's not bothering me, but yeah, it's not bothering me,
Yeah.
but maybe you, I don't know. But
Yeah, they're just pulling back the things covering the windows and stuff,
yeah, well,
Very loud.
hopefully it will be temporary. So
No, they'll be done in just a second. They're just opening their shops, and so that stuff is
Yeah.
loud.
yeah, it's not bothering me at all. I barely noticed it, but so yeah, that greenery's there, that lushness. I do kind of see them more rising up now, kind of upward, and then within them there is some greenery. There's some greenery. They're rising more upward. They're just more like this as an energy, I guess. And then within them, I see some greenery and things. So maybe they're getting something. They stopped traveling to the moon. They're just more upright now. And I see a little form taking place, almost like maybe someone's in a lotus position almost. It's just interesting. I don't know.
Okay.
With some green growth within them.
Yeah, ask him if he he's come for a mantra, or if he just came to visit for a second, or if there's anything we can help him with.
Well, when you said a mantra, I saw a burst of light, so I'm feeling yes, that is him saying
so
yes.
let's go ahead and let him have the COS.
He took that in, just sucked it in. He sucked it in like if it was an energy force that went. That's what he did with that. So he just boom.
That was quick.
Just sucked it.
Yeah, hopefully that will give him enough that he can come out from behind the curtain and live life a little bit.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of rays of light when he took that in, and I really feel like it's this energy's way. I don't want to say his, I don't know, his, her, I don't think it's either, but of saying thank you. So we'll just kind of let that, let it be. Okay.
That was,
Man.
a little more expansion of this hiding behind the curtain.
Yeah, those curtains, and just the one side's there, but he came out from there, so I still feel him kind of, a big kind of moving energy. I don't know.
Yeah.
No one can say about this stuff. It's all a bit mysterious. Okay, so let's see what's next. We got a nice big pink thing. Everything okay there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we have at the other end here, we've got a table of businessmen. They're having their breakfast and meeting or something.
Okay.
There's a whole table of them.
Well, it makes it fun. You got
like
the...
like some people over there, so the guys get a little loud, but it's okay.
It's okay. You've got a lot of fun action down there. That's fine today. It's just a new setting. So, okay, so we got this other one. We'll connect in, and right away I feel the energy of this rock going right into my heart. Very nice. Really flowing in there, like a nice white, clear energy. I don't know, something about a goddess. I don't know. But let's see what else. Goddess of love and light. Blessings to all. Blessings to all.
Mm-hmm.
Come forward, like you were saying, out from hiding. You know, they're saying to humanity, come out from hiding.
Aiding humanity.
Yeah, they're saying come out from your shell, come out from hiding, you know. Yeah. And drink of spirit, taste of the, you know, I guess they're saying the fruit of the womb of Jesus or of God, or, you know, the fruits, you know.
Right.
The Garden of Leela is here. It's now, and you know, be in it, love it, all that kind of good stuff. It's a nice feeling, a very bright light emanating from it. Very nice. Oh.
Wonderful. Does she have a name by some strange chance?
I guess her name.
She would like to impart.
She's saying her name means treasure of the heart. That's what it means.
Treasure of the heart. Nice.
So treasure of the heart is what the universe gave her, that name. Yeah.
Perfect. That's a nice name, treasure of the heart.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it means that. I don't know the, you know, whatever it is, but that's the meaning. So she doesn't mind staying with the other healing rocks right now to maybe send the energy through. Is that okay?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So we
I'm
got.
not going to turn that away for
No,
sure.
because that always helps.
The more that want to come and help us, the better it is.
Yeah, no,
We may
absolutely.
have to put another center there, the little healing center, and put
Yeah.
it all in one little area here.
I think that'd be awesome because they don't mind. Then they can come and go. I mean, they know to leave any time, but they don't seem to mind a bit. So, okay, we'll go next with this one.
We might have to find another little area to put all of them that
That'd
come
be
and aid and stuff.
that'd be
They have
great.
their own little area.
Good, because I wasn't sure. I have them sitting here, but it'd be nice to have a little spot, even maybe over here where we work or wherever. We'll figure it out. So, okay,
Yeah,
so,
you know what?
huh?
I know where I think they could be put now.
Okay.
Maybe put them in the little amethyst one that's on the table there, right next, by the computer right there. The amethyst, the open.
Which one? The amethyst.
The little amethyst cave that's on the table with you,
This
right
one.
behind your computer.
Oh, that one. Oh, you
Yeah.
mean the crystals there?
Yeah, the crystals. Yeah, they could sit in that crystal cave over there.
Oh, just have them go in? I kind of like them in their rocks. Oh, I kind of like them. You mean...
No, you put the rocks in the cave.
Oh, perfect. God, I love that because
Yes.
it's like a little holder for them.
The rocks in- Yeah.
Got you. Love it. That's nice. I wasn't sure. So, and that's perfect with having him here. Okay, perfect. So,
Yeah, so they can all hang out there. That's a nice, it's a really nice ambiance in there.
that's beautiful. That's a beautiful spot for them. Okay, so let's see what this other. Got it. Okay. Maybe I flashed the rocks too quickly. I don't know. But okay, so let's see what this. Okay, so I can kind of see that rock in my mind, and then it's changing. It's turning to kind of again a kind of deep emerald green, and so they're saying they're lush energy.
Lush energy.
So that's what they're
Very
saying.
vibrant
Yeah,
and lush.
and lush. We'll take lush. Okay, from this lushness, I see a lot of trees rising up out of it, and they're just really tall, wonderful trees, very green, and let's see what else. I'm just seeing from that a lot of light, like rain of light coming down.
Waves of light.
Like raining light. Raining, yeah.
Uh-huh.
On that. So I'll see if they have a message or what they... Okay, they're saying all is one being.
All is one being. Yes. Okay.
And they are saying, I am hearing the rains are coming. The rains are coming. The rains of grace.
The rains.
The rains of grace are coming. So,
The rains.
yeah. Coming as a blessing. It's just another lovely energy. It's just kind of, wanting to say that. They're saying, they are saying take time to be in nature.
Yeah. Exactly.
And sit by, the water, sit alone, be quiet and quiet down and look at all the beauty that abounds and drink, just be with that, and not all the other stuff. So that's a nice,
Yeah.
it's a nice pointing.
That's fresh there.
Yeah.
Right.
Then they're okay moving on. They're not necessarily, wanting to stay. They just want to say that. So.
Okay, well, tell them thank you so much for that.
Yep. Moving on
And
then.
that was a journey.
Yep. You only can, if you want to stay, if you don't want to stay, we're not here to.
It's all good.
That's right. Okay, anyway. Let's get that one dancing too. So anyway, let's see what they have to say.
Yeah, just passing through.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like a little ray of light, Okay. So now this one is odd, but I'm hearing tic-tac-toe 3 in a row.
It's what?
Tic-tac-toe 3 in a row.
Tic-tac-toe 3 in a row? Oh, where are we going to go from there?
And I'm seeing the game with the 3 X's lined up, someone, and then the
Right.
two O's, 3 X's. So let's see what that's about.
Yes. I hope it's not 3 strikes and you're out. What?
Yeah, no, exactly. That wouldn't be good. Okay. Okay. They're saying when you play the game of life, you always think someone wins or loses.
Okay.
And I don't know, I'm kind of hearing, I guess if you stop playing the game, it all win or something.
If you stop playing.
If you stop playing the game or playing games maybe with yourself, that everyone wins. Or you win,
Yeah.
everyone wins.
Exactly.
Kind of what they're saying. Then you've gained everything. You've lost that game, but you've gained the heart, the soul. That's what they're saying. Also, they're saying on that game, if the 2 zeros, because you usually use O's.
Right.
The zeros are on there, and the other, let me see. The other is just like within the O, so they're kind of just bringing out that symbology.
Right.
They like the O and the X in a way because the X is saying, no more mind, and then the O is what you go to.
Okay.
Kind of like when you have something you just X out. Done with that, go to the O. So they like the X and the O, which hey, that's kind of cool. So 3, like you say, 3 strikes, you're out. Well, have you done enough of that mind to you have your 3 strikes? How many lessons do you need to learn in karma? It's good.
Whoever knew Tic-tac-toe was so cosmic.
I love it.
Cosmic lessons from tic-tac-toe. Okay.
They love it. This person seems pretty sharp. I mean,
So fun.
it makes sense though.
Yeah, it does. It does. No,
So no more mind. Go to the O.
Exit out, but go to the O's.
Okay, 0. That's what they wanted me to do. They said, "Good job, Siddhananda."
Good job, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was good. They're sending a flower. They're sending a flower. There's your flower. It made sense. It made sense.
You never know what's coming through.
Somehow the symbology makes sense. Okay. It'd be funny too if you had one of those road signs, you have mine there, and then you just had an X,
There you go.
Put those as a bumper sticker or something.
Exactly.
Anyway, okay, so let's see what this one has. Seeing a lot of very light white energy coming through, and then there's some image coming from that, but I can't quite tell what that is. They're not in a mental spin, but they do want to say mental spins no more.
Okay.
Mental spins darken the light.
That's true.
Mental spins cause nothing but troubles in the end.
Right.
Oh. And that's all that separates you from the light, are those spins. So now I'm just seeing a lot of very light white energy. I think they're just wanting to put that out in, to kind of counteract some of that spinning energy.
Okay, so the message from them is to let go of the mental spins.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's it. So thank you.
So
That's
you're
it.
the light, yes, absolutely.
It's a good
Thank
one.
you.
It's always a good one. Okay, so another one. Okay. Okay, I'm not quite. Okay, they want to know how to release karma.
How to release karma?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, would they have a lot of karma to release? Mm-hmm.
They feel like they do, but I also feel them being pretty expansive there, I don't feel anything really hardened or darkened too much or anything.
Nothing tough. They can always go back to another embodied existence and to balance the scales, to aid whatever they can for the things they need to balance. If they're willing to do that,
They sound, I'm just hearing, yes, they're okay. They're okay with it.
Yeah.
So they want to know their prayer they should use to balance those scales for humanity and themselves. Or prayer, mantra, whatever.
Yeah, they can just do the Om that I am and the I am that I am you and your name. This is one. Yeah.
Okay, so what they're reflecting back are like some gold scales with 2 diamonds on each side. They're completely balanced with 2 diamonds on each side. It's nice. It's very nice. So in that balance comes that diamond, that jewel.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's what
that jewel
yeah.
comes from that.
So they are saying thank you, and they will move forward into whatever is to take place next to continue on. So
Perfect. Thank you for coming.
that's a nice image too, the balance with the diamonds. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing the image of a lion.
Uh-huh.
Something about Leo energy.
Male energy?
Leo energy.
Video.
Leo, L-E-O, Leo, the lion.
Oh, Leo energy. Okay.
Yeah.
Leo.
Leo energy, the lion. So let's see.
Yes. So what do they want to say about the lion energy?
Something about it being around lately.
Okay.
Okay, so what else? And then it's kind of shifting to the lion and the lamb,
Uh-huh. Right.
Then Jesus there, and those 2 energies together. The power, the innocence, the majesty, the innocence,
Right. And that I think it just comes to that new age that's coming too, where the
Yeah,
lion related to the lamb.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's exactly it. And it's
The final chapter of the
right.
Earth song.
Yeah, yeah. And then I also see Jesus there holding a lamb, very sweet, holding the little lamb,
Right.
Jesus. Yeah, and
Yeah, gathering them up, and the shepherd is looking for the lost sheep now.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You really added. That's great. So, and I see the lion again emerging in my mind. It's a very potent, powerful image of just that strength, that majesty.
Right.
There's a heart in the center of the lion. It is a thirsting kind of energy too, that hungry for truth, that kind of thirsting.
Okay.
And then there's a golden light, or there's kind of a white light around it, and then that vanishes. And
A
just
gold and a white light.
there was a white light around the lion, but then now it's vanishing into just a white light of purity.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice, a nice imagery.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes coming in. This is like the last chapter. Get it together, people. This is,
Yeah. Well, it is Leo, late August, early September. So these energies are about now. Okay, so let's see. There's that one. Or no, I think it's early August. Early August is Leo, late July. So anyway. Okay, so let's see. This next one. I see. It's very light energy. It's very nice. I do see a keyhole with a key.
Okay. A keyhole with a key.
And
Okay.
it's saying open the door. Open the door to truth. Saying you have the key. You'll have the key if you're still and quiet.
Right. Yeah, the key is present. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you have to be the one to unlock and open the door. Yeah.
They just wanted to leave that message, so.
Okay, thank you for that. We have some good messages coming.
Always.
They're very quick today.
It's nice.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. One of the shopkeepers, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, really? Is that what he said? Oh, boy. He's waiting, huh?
Yes, you haven't been to my shop yet. You must give me a chance.
Oh. Well, you'll have to. He sounds nice. So. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I see some white birds flying and kind of a stream. It feels like the energy is more like a stream. Pretty colors and okay, they want to know, how did they come to know that beauty of is?
Okay, how to come to know the beauty of is. Have they done any practices yet at all? Anything?
I see them with open arms. I think they've opened up to life, and
Okay.
sounds like they may have had a teacher at some point.
Okay.
That was more guidance. Let's see. Guidance to just, I guess, was given to them to love others, open up. It sounds a little bit more like within duality, a little maybe the teacher, but still the good guidance in terms of loving and opening and that kind of thing. So it sounds like it was a good direction in that way.
Right. So I would say for that one, to the point that, you know, the Om that I am, the I am that I am, and the COS would be fine for them.
Ooh, nice recipe.
Be good for them.
And they're very happy with that, so thank you. Okay, we got the big one, big guy.
Oh, the big boy, okay.
Yeah, biggest one here today. But within this big rock, I see just a tiny little dot, you know, like a tiny...
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, so let's see what this little dot dust speck has to say. And they are kind of talking small. It's the weirdest thing. Oh my God.
With the little small voice.
But kind of. There is some light coming from this little dot, though. So let's see if they have any questions. And it is a little squeaky voice. I know it's silly, but it is. It's a small voice. It's like Horton hears a who when he has that little dust speck, you know. It's Dr. Seuss. Anyway, they want to grow into freedom. They feel like they just need a lot of growth.
Oh, they need growth. Okay.
Is that it? And then I'm seeing a lot of green come from it. I mean, even through this small stone, it's got a lot of... It's feeling like a lot of potent energy, which is amazing. The small dot. I mean...
Yeah, it just needs to expand a little bit.
Yeah.
Be willing to open, expand. It's very... They concentrated themselves down a little bit. They need to... expanding back out.
That's it. And I think they've got a lot of heart in there, but they just need some help.
They do, but they've been tracked it down to this
little squeaky thing.
So again, for them, the COS, they need to have that expansion, be willing to expand into that,
And they are lighting up around that. More light is filling up the stone, more light. So that is their way of, and it's very nice. It's nice energy, though, I have to say, this little dot. It's just
so
little tiny
little
thing.
Dot can grow and expand.
That's it.
They've got a big journey ahead.
Well, this rock is glowing with light, really. All this, that COS. So thank you so much. They'd like to stay a little while with the healing stones, if that's okay.
Absolutely, they can stay.
Because they're a little light. They're something else. Okay, so little getting to be a bigger light now. So let's see. So this one got a lingam. Watch out. No.
Lingam.
No, it's always...
The lingams always like the wild card.
They are. I mean, you pick them up and you just don't know. You have no idea.
You're like, okay, what's coming up?
I know. And they have the most motion, too. They just kind of do things you would never think they would do. But let's see what's happening with this lingam. Okay. Oddly, I see my own image when I shut my eyes, but sometimes that happens. There. Okay. So, do you have any questions? I do see a flower in the center of this lingam.
Well,
that's a good
start.
Phew. Okay, let's see what. Yay! Maybe we can see what's in there now. It's funny. There's a flower, but there's kind of a person in there, too. It's strange.
Okay.
Maybe they've gotten stuck in that energy of those rituals. I don't know.
It could be.
Because I see someone laying almost like a coffin in there. I mean, there's a flower, though. So let me feel more what this is about.
Yeah, let's feel little bit more what that's about. That could be about a couple of things.
It could
So,
be.
yeah.
That's right. It could be. And I see that kind of body changing, like a little bit. That it looks like a corpse, but it does. It's changing, like female, and first it felt male,
Uh-huh.
laying in there with a flower, like they are laying in a coffin. Now you do the open casket and all that. But they're saying this is unborn.
Right.
The lingam is unborn.
Right. The lingam is unborn.
It's unborn, and this.
It could be like Shiva too, laying there, like a Shiva. Is it like more? Ask him if it's more like representative. If they're representing like a Shiva, the Shiva is the unborn. It's laying there unmanifest.
It doesn't feel that way. It literally felt like a man and then a woman. So, which is odd. But let's see what more it has to say with.
Yeah.
He's saying the corpse gets absorbed. So.
Yes, the form gets absorbed.
Yeah,
right?
that's what he's trying to convey with this. The flower comes after. They're kind of saying after the body dies. I'm hearing corpse, but I think it's more that identification.
Right.
That's when the flower comes.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm hearing with that, but I see things in this lingam, like I'm seeing now the body thing is gone, but there's a change in energy of it.
Okay.
So
Right.
they are conveying that it was the identification of the body they were talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, once that identification with the body drops, then the flowering
Yeah.
takes place. Yeah.
And then the unborn is present.
Right.
So let's see what else. There's clouds in the there's just the whole world. I see the universe flowing through this lingam. Kind of clouds, mountains.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you go from the manifest to the unmanifest to the manifest. Yeah.
And I guess they're saying too they're not separate. They're
Right.
they're
It's
all
what the lingam is, exactly. The linga is the unmanifest, the yoni brings it out into manifestation. That's the Shakti. The yoni is the Shakti. It takes it out into manifestation. Everything from the linga, the unmanifest, goes into manifestation. And then it dies, it goes back in again, and you do the transformation.
Right, and it's lighting up as you're speaking. So yes, that's it. And
I don't know why I get a feeling of Khajuraho.
Huh.
So odd.
Huh. Interesting. From there too, I see on the side of this lingam, I do see a sannyasi in the orange robes.
Okay.
Standing beside it. Let's see. There's a path there.
It sounds like this one has just contemplated a lot of the linga and the yoni.
For sure.
Yeah,
Because
sure
they're right.
They should have it and that essence of what it is and come to share that maybe.
And they're bowing to that. They're saying yes, they have really put a lot of their love and their whole being into this.
Yeah, I think they really experienced it through the heart, and they've gone through that feeling of that transformation in themselves, going through that whole process.
As you're
contemplated that whole process.
Yes, and as you're speaking, they're on their knees and they're bowing very low. So they are honoring what you're saying and honoring that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
they've done they've done the genuine practice.
Yes, and you can feel it here. Man, it's got a lot of energy that's been poured into this in a very
Oh
good,
yeah.
in a very sincere way. And you can see how it
Yeah, no,
does.
they've gotten a lot of the very deeper messages of it. They understand what it is and the deeper messages of it. They haven't just done the ritual and stayed there. They've gone really into the heart of what it is and what it's not.
Right, and I do see a light burst as you're speaking, like yes. There's a burst of light as you're speaking, like yes. You're
Yeah.
correct. And so it's interesting. It's very good. So let's see. Now I am kind of seeing it all kind of vanish into light, and
Yes. It's just all just energy in the end.
that yeah, and so it's almost like it's being wiped clean, and then there's just that light, that
Right.
pure presence, and
Right.
then the sun.
Light beyond light.
Yeah, and in terms of the sannyasi,
Light beyond
the light beyond lights, right? I mean, all of it, the dedication, all that goes. It just becomes the heart, the pure presence.
Exactly. Right.
It's really a nice.
It's so fast it's beyond the physical light. Yeah.
Gosh, I just can feel the whole universe in this lingam. I can see the clouds, the blue sky, the mountains, the rain, the sun, the oceans. I kind of want this one to stay a while too. Let's see. They're fine with sitting there a while because the whole business is in there, and it's wonderful.
So I
Woo!
think more than likely he just came to share that experience, his experience.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And he's okay with just sitting there a
I'm
while.
I'm sure he's contemplated the Shiva with Kali standing on it,
Oh,
and the linga and the yoni and the whole thing, the interaction of that and what the deeper meaning of all of that is. And
You
really
know-
entered it. Yeah.
He's still here. I mean, I could
Yeah.
have him. He's fine with staying, and I could bring him back if you want me to. He's right here. Did
Yeah,
you,
I would
did you want to
ask
know?
him if he had contemplated that as well. Sure. Yeah. I've got a feeling he has contemplated the Shiva and the Kali and the whole energy besides just the lingam and the yoni. Yeah, they're very interconnected.
Oh yeah, and I do feel that. I do see that imagery there that he has
Yeah.
in terms of having that link as being the same.
Exactly. It's the same.
And I do see a rose, it comes out the same, meaning, one rose for both.
Right.
One
It's-
rose for both.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the same meaning. If they contemplate the Kali standing on the Shiva, or they contemplate the Shiva and the linga, it's the same.
Yep. So he's just handing out one rose to the whole thing, it's not this separate and this and that.
It's two different things. People will that's why we said, that one that got so irate because I said Kali, if he would sit with that and see it's exactly the same.
Yes.
Exactly the same.
That's right. That's exactly it. And all I see now, I see just this darkness, but this rose just lit up. It's really a wonderful image. So, yeah, he's went into the whole bit. He's contemplated the whole business, and I'm just feeling the ground. It's kind of like that's what he's portraying now.
He's gone through that whole transformation within himself. All those energies have transformed at each step of the way.
And he's bowing.
Yeah.
He's bowing low again in honor of that. Yes, he's bowing low, and
He is that lingam and yoni. He is
Right.
that. Yeah. Exactly.
right.
He is that transformation. Yeah, 100%.
And he is sending you the yoni, the picture of the lingam. There's a wonderful white flower on top that's coming, yes.
Yeah.
It's really nice, but there's light coming from it. It's just it's a wonderful energy, and
Yeah. I'm sure. Ask if he was around during the time of Khajuraho. I'm sure he understands the inner workings of the temples there.
Were those the temples with all the images on the outside?
Right, right.
Because I saw an image of that.
Yeah.
I'm just getting an image of that. I see it. I see those all of the activity on the outside there, and then I see the opening.
All the worldly activity that goes on the outside, and then also the cosmos, everything that has to do with the outer world. Yeah. And then what goes into the inner sanctum, into that journey, into that transformational part.
It's wonderful because as you're speaking, I see that those temples, and then I'm actually taken in there inside, and it's wonderful inside. Yeah. It's so cooling, and then you go into the inner sanctum with the lingam there.
Right. When there's that whole thing that leaves the outside world behind it, and take that inner journey in there. Yeah. And I'm just wondering if he had spent time there in Khajuraho, if he was around. I know he knows all the symbology of it, but he's really...
Oh, yeah. Because, I'm actually transported in there, in that one area with the lingam. I'm kind of transported in there in my mind, and there's the lingam in there, and that one just little space there with the lingam, and it's cool and dark in there, and
right. Exactly.
And I'm able to be in there now. It's really nice. But
it is very nice there, yeah.
But I could feel it, and I think him taking me in there saying yes, that's where he's laid down there. He's been there.
Yeah.
All of it.
I'm sure. Yeah. I could feel that with him. I feel very strongly, a very strong the Khajuraho energy with him. Yeah.
And, he's bowing low, and I feel like it's just him saying that all you're saying, yes. Yes. Leave that world. Leave that.
Yeah, it just makes a really bright light in my heart from that. Very, very, very powerful, very nice.
And, he's just bowing low, and he is offering a rose, a white rose, a white flower. He's offering that. He wants to give it to you as well, and is as an offering of the grace that's flowing here, as well as that honoring of that light and that journey.
Very nice, very nice. Tom, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. We'll let him move on, because I almost feel like he's one that will move on and do his work elsewhere or whatever. So I think we'll let him go, as much as he's wonderful to keep around. He can always visit again.
He can visit anytime, yes.
I'm sure if we called him back anytime. Yeah, so we have another one.
Oh, another linga. Okay. Hopefully that one was listening in.
Where'd it go? It kind of rolled under the computer. It kind of left for a minute here. I don't know how these things move, but they do, man. They have feet or something, I tell you. All of a sudden they're there, and then they're somewhere else, really. So I don't know. Maybe that what was trying to hide under there. I don't really know, but we'll find out. And I'm kind of hearing after that they do want to shrink a little, because they're in a lingam, and they don't feel like they can meet that, match up with that one. So they don't even know. Should they even go back to where they came from? They're glad you're laughing, but that's the way they feel. They wanted to roll right under the computer as if they were never here.
I was going to come and share all my great wisdom, and now I'm just kind of, maybe they won't see me.
That's the thing. Jeez, and it's one lingam, and he came in a lingam, and it's just like, oh no.
That's so funny.
He's glad you're laughing. He's glad we're laughing. But okay, so let's see.
It's okay.
Yeah, because I do see an image of a householder, and it sounds like he's done all those things to Ganesha and all that stuff where they're just wanting good things for themselves. So that's
exactly.
He doesn't see the cosmos in the lingam. I just see a householder. I mean, he was a good husband, and and raised his kids, but in that old traditional way of gimme, and all the stuff that they do.
Right.
So he's just kind of, he's kind of, help me, please. He's just, help me. I want to. He said after that example, my goodness, I really see where this, can go, and what I've just been not even in the heart of it at all. So.
Right. Now, see, that was the universe set that up, so that's what he could follow.
He's a tough
actor. He's
like, that's.
Want to aim a little higher next time.
He was like, that's in this whole thing? He didn't know. He's like, my God. That's what that's about? I just was doing it as a rote thing,
Exactly.
Hey.
Break me out of this. Let me have a good house. Let me have good business. Let me have sons. I know the whole trip.
That's he did all of that, and he was heavy into it. He was just like any of them.
It's that thing, and it's. They're not asking for the gifts. They're not asking for wisdom. They're not asking for enlightenment.
Right.
So this next time around, have him ask for the deeper things for sure. We can see where it leads. That it leads to freedom, liberation, and moksha on all levels.
He is on his knees. He's crying. Actually, he didn't know what he was doing, and he didn't really. I mean, he did feel like it was selfish in him. He's not that. Come on, but he just didn't know that it had. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. He lost that chance, And
right. Well, he can have another chance. He can come in again. He can have another chance.
He is.
But this time, like I said, aim for the higher things. Ask for liberation. Don't ask for the physical stuff. Yeah, ask for the things of the spirit.
And I do see a lingam coming up in my mind with a flower on it, like he's wanting to flower. He's wanting to take that in a different way. I do see kind of a cup he's holding with he wants to drink it in in a different way. He doesn't want to. He didn't know. He's really glad that it was hard for him to hear, but that one came before him, but it really sort of jolted him. I mean, I don't even think he knew what he was going to ask, but yeah.
Exactly. It's what he needed to see. That's grace. That's called grace.
Yes, I see how grace works. It's hard hitting, he said. It's hard.
It is hard. But if he's ready, he can come in and ask for a teacher. Ask sincerely from the heart for a guru, and he will find the guru this next lifetime. Don't miss the opportunity again. Yeah.
Yes. So he's wanting to know what practices he should be doing.
Yeah, he can do the COS. Yeah.
He's very grateful for that, and he is bowing, and he is, he's got his beads or his Rudraksha beads or his mala beads, but he's got them on his head.
Yes.
He's got him there, and he's holding him to his heart. He is crying. He's sad that he, feels like maybe he didn't honor that light the way he should have.
That's okay. Just tell him, don't be sad. You have another chance at it. That's why you're here. He's a good man. That's why he's here. He got the grace to do that.
He's a good man. I think he tried his best to do what was best within all those rituals.
Exactly.
So,
he was just in ignorance. No.
Yeah.
He just didn't know. This is ignorance. Now the light has come. Because he's a good man, this light has come. This opportunity has come.
Yeah, and he is offering you a flower as well. And I do see his heart kind of as an offering about, I will really try now in sincerity. Thank you. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Boy, that worked out well. Well.
Yeah.
That's a tough act to follow, though. You got to give him that.
That's tough, yeah. come in and you've been doing everything by rote, and you really see the depth of it. It's like, oh my Lord, that exists, you know. And you mean there was something more to it? There was
Exactly. And look at the difference. Yeah,
just a little.
just a touch, but so that was so good for him. He got that to hear that before, and he rolled under my computer. He was like, I
He
don't,
was just trying to
I didn't
hide
see
this.
him.
I'm like,
Yeah, I didn't even see him move. I didn't see him roll nothing. All of a sudden he was under there. I don't know how that works, but anyway. I don't get it. It just vanished.
yeah.
Those lingams do have feet, I tell you. Okay, so no, that was really good. That was really good. So okay.
Yeah. It was good for him to hear. He's meant for it, that's why he was sincere in his way, and tried to
Oh,
do,
yeah.
I'm sure, for his family and
Yeah.
the best that he knew how. So now he's ready for the next leg of the journey. So,
Exactly. So
Yeah. But it's like this is spiritual one. He did the householder one.
Yeah.
Now the next one is the spiritual one.
And I think what was good for him to learn what didn't work. He learned that, and he's not going to go back there,
Yeah,
So
right.
that's all that, you can do if you feel like you've lost an opportunity. Learn from it and move forward. So,
Exactly.
yeah. Okay, so we got this other. We still got, as well, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 still waiting after this one.
Left.
9 altogether because this one here. So okay, so we'll see how this goes. It's getting longer, but it's just the way it is. So okay, so let's see here.
Well, we can always take a break at any time
We
and continue
we could do it tomorrow.
tomorrow too. Yeah.
So whatever you feel like, Gurji. I'm fine with any of it. You want to do a little more? Or?
Sure, it's up to you.
No, I don't care. I'm fine. I'm fine. So we'll just kind of keep going. Maybe we'll see how they go. So this one's saying,
Okay.
push me over the edge. I see a cliff. Some water down below like the ocean. Push me over the edge.
Ready for the ocean
Well, they're-
consciousness, huh?
Push me over. That's what they're saying. They're on the edge of
Okay.
that and they're ready to jump.
Okay, well, on the altar of truth, they can lay themselves on the altar of truth and say, I lay myself on the altar of truth and let go. Let God pull them in 100%. They're ready.
They've already started to dive in. I actually see an energy moving there.
Yeah, let them go and be submerged in that and, lose that ego form and find out the truth of that. Yeah.
And that's what's happening. They are actually dissolving into this ocean.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is-
all they needed was that last little push to go. They're ready. Just cut that
Yeah.
little thread. That's it.
I mean, it was like
So we'll put them up on the upper shelf there for them.
yeah,
to
they
sit
dove
and
in.
stretch.
They
It'll be
dove
an
in.
absolute for a while. Yeah. Okay.
That wasn't hard. They
No,
dove.
they will be in the ocean of consciousness for a while.
Even before you started to say, tell them on the altar of truth, they were already diving in. They were just, they went.
I just want permission. I go
Yeah.
and I go. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
maybe your blessing too, that's all. They just wanted that. So, man, no troubles there. Okay, so next. Okay, I'm hearing flavored of fresh sweetness. Okay, they are here to bring healthy light.
Okay.
They're here to bring health and rinse all tears away.
To bring what?
Good health, good spirit, and to rinse tears away, rinse sadness away.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll take
That's
it.
nice.
Yeah. They rinse disease away. They rinse sorrow away. They rinse ego away. Geez, what more would you want? Um, they're just a healthy, healthy light. Um, okay, so they want to take, like any that are listening or with their hearts open, they want them to listen, because what they want to do is to sort of take them in.
Right.
They want to take them
No
up.
pushback.
Yeah, they're taking them in, and they're almost floating them on this water, like a baptism in a way, I guess. I see them floating. They want to say, you that are listening, you that are here and open, I'm taking you in and taking you to the waters, and they are putting water over their head and letting them float there, and they're relaxing, this form that I'm seeing that the energy's working with, and they're totally relaxed, floating on this beautiful white clear water with this warm wind and blue sky and clouds, and
Nice.
there's flowers, there's everything is just in peace and in balance, and there's no worries, and they just are kind of continuing to rinse that over them.
Yes.
So they are energies, they're just a healthy spirit. They're here to just, help bring that. And that's about it.
Yeah, I just hear that first all the those that are heavy laden, come and lay it down.
Exactly. And they're here, they're projecting, almost I see a light projecting outward, like, you that are here is, like you were saying, if you have baggage, when you're clinging,
Right.
you're heavy, or you're in worry or fear, or you're worried about a loved one, or you're not healthy, whatever it is, just come.
Right.
So that's
Yeah,
nice.
come and accept it. Lay it down. Let me come. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
beautiful. So very, very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Namaste.
Boy, we can't. How can you shut that out, right?
Get what?
How can you shut that out, for goodness sake? Like, how can, yeah, how,
And is that they're going to stay around for a while, huh?
oh, that one?
They're staying around.
Let me
for a
see.
while?
They do actually want to. So I'm glad I asked. I think they're a good, healthy, we'll put them with our healthy energy healing
Yes,
rocks.
That's it. We've got our core group there.
You know-
man, if you can't get there, I don't know where you can.
Oh my gosh. It's like a healing spring, and they're all pretty clear rocks, and then one is pink, but otherwise they're clear rocks, which is interesting. None of them are colored so far, except the pink one was really kind of, that's it. Otherwise they're all clear. So anyway, okay, we have another clear heart, which is interesting. So let's see.
Yes.
Okay, they're like on a tightrope. They're trying to balance.
Okay.
It's a balancing act, they're saying. It's like a balancing act of, I might fall here and I might fall there, and what if I do this, and what if I don't do that, and
Right.
that kind of thing. Nowhere to rest, really. They've got to try to balance, I don't know.
Uh-huh. So they've got themselves in that predicament. Why?
They have a lot of responsibilities. I don't know how
What is
much.
their responsibility?
Um,
I don't know what kind of responsibilities they can have. What is their
That's-
responsibility?
that's what I don't understand either. But I see them carrying some baskets and heavier things. Okay, why are you carrying the baskets?
Yeah. For what reason?
Just in case, they might need something.
In case of what? In case they might need something.
Just in case.
Bible said, what the sparrows haven't got nothing, and they don't worry. And if God takes care of them, is God not going to take care of you? Why are you carrying this?
They're kind of, gosh, I don't know. They're just sort of.
Grace, you have what you need, but
Well,
you have to have faith that it will be there.
they don't know where to sit though, because they're on this tightrope, you know.
Well, come down to earth.
Earth.
They need to lift the tightrope, and
Maybe.
they'll be fine.
Ooh, to let go of it and kind of just let them fall. They're thinking they'll fall if that tightrope's cut or whatever.